So good morning everyone and welcome back to Pesos and Cents. In previous weeks, we talked about technical analysis with Mr. Juanis Barredo. Beginning this week, we'll take a look at the other side. We'll talk about fundamental analysis. And joining us to discuss that topic, now we have Ms. April Tan of CitiSecOnline.com. She is the Vice President for Research. So good morning, April, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Morning, Aya.
So I guess to kick things off, what's the main difference between fundamental and technical analysis?
Fundamental analysis, essentially, we focus on the financials of the company and, well, there's some sort of forecasting involved in the sense that we try to see if the market will grow and will earnings also grow, will revenues grow. That's what we try to study, and we do it looking at the financial statements of the company, studying the economy, studying the industry of a particular company, and where the company is at, how much
and
money
basically the business of the company, I guess. So would it be fair to say, pwede bang sabihin na kung technicals ka, tinitignan mo yung parang nakita namin the previous weeks, yung mga price charts, yung mga price movements, tapos sa inyo tinitignan nyo naman mga balance sheet, income statement. Would that be a fair description of the two of that at this point?
I think, yeah, it's a fair description, and I think technical would be more useful for timing, for more shorter term trading activities. When you buy a stock fundamentally, it will take a while for you to realize the gain, whereas for technicals, if you time your entry, I mean, coincidentally,
medyo mas mabilis yung galaw. Quite often, and especially in our Twitter and Facebook pages, we've seen questions about the index, because in a lot of places, ginagamit yung index ng stock market ng bansang yun to sort of say something about the economy. Now, ano ba talaga yung index? I mean, what really does it represent? Is it something na tipong yung tinatanong ng karamihan talaga, uy, pag umakyat ba yung index, ibig sabihin ba yan, lahat ng stocks umaakyat?
Well, if an index goes up, it doesn't mean that all stocks go up. An index is used to measure the average performance of a group of securities. For example, we have 200 plus listed companies, but our PSEI, which is the main index being used, it's only comprised of around 30 stocks. But these are stocks of the most actively traded companies.
So I guess you're talking about yung mga talagang big companies like PLDT, yung mga tipong gano'n, yung mga talagang matagal na sa industriya.
Yes,
right
yes.
Now, so yun nga, yung thinking na pag umaakyat yung index, aakyat din yung stock ko. Does that, una-una, tama ba yung belief na yun? Or is there something more to that? Or baka parang, sa tingin ko, by that definition, mukhang baliktad yata yung ganun
It's the reverse. The index moves up because the constituents move up. Usually, they just use the index as a proxy for the market. Kasi nga, the bigger stocks are there.
The proper way to think about it would, I guess, be pag umakyat yung one of these, most of these 30 stocks, doon aakyat yung index, and not umakyat yung index, kaya aakyat yung mga yun. So, yun yung sinasabi yung kabaligtaran. Now, whenever we buy something, the first thing we have to ask is it cheap or is it expensive? Now, for a lot of people in the market, automatically, they take a look at, uy, this is 50 pesos versus something that is worth 5 pesos. Mas mahal to, mas mura yun.
It doesn't mean na if a company is 50 pesos, automatically it's expensive versus, let's say, a 1 peso stock or a 10 centavo stock. What you have to measure it against is the earnings,
So,
per share.
I think yun nga yung sinatawag natin dito, yung PE ratio. And I guess to calculate this, basically, ang ano niyan is you get the earnings per share and you divide the price by that. So, kung 10 pesos yung price mo ngayon, 1 peso yung earnings mo. So, ang PE mo would be 10.
A PE ratio really is a standardized measure. Kasi nga it's difficult if you have stocks with different prices. Like a 100 peso stock or a 50 peso stock at 10 peso, 20 peso. It's difficult for an investor to know whether a stock is cheap or not. One way you could think about PE ratio is ibaliktad natin yun. Gawin nating earnings yield. Sabihin natin, sa isang village, lahat ng bahay doon, di ba? More or less, ang gagawin ng tao, ang tatanungin, magkano yan per square meter? Pero let's say, village A versus village B. Mahirap na i-measure, di ba, per square meter.
Kasi baka mas maganda talaga yung facilities doon.
So, one of the things that you would do as a potential buyer is to ask, magkano ko ba mapapaupa ang bahay sa village A at magkano ko mapapaupa ang bahay sa village B? Tapos, di ba, ang gagawin mo yung rental income over the market price of the property. So, yon. And then, you consider, pag nagawan mo na ng, ito 10%, yung kabila 8%. So, mas maganda yung si 10%. So, yan yung kabaliktaran ng PE. Parang binaliktad
mo lang yung numbers. But, as a base rule for someone starting out, imbis na titignan natin yung 50 versus 5 pesos, tignan natin kasi parang
PE
earnings
ratio
naman talaga yung binibili natin. So, kahit na baka malay natin yung 50 pesos, mas mababa yung PE ratio. So, I guess you're saying na the lower the PE ratio, medyo mas okay because that would mean mas mura siya. Okay. So, sige. So, hanggang dyan na muna tayo ngayon. If you have any questions or concerns regarding any of these topics, feel free to contact us via Twitter or Facebook. And of course, you can also attend Miss April's seminars at citiseconline.com. The schedules will be there, and I believe those seminars are also free for all citiseconline.com account holders. So, para saan pa ang stock certificate kung electronic naman ang transaction?